Welcome to the WSO2 API demo sessions. In today's session, we will cover the benefit of implementing API management by covering its basic functionality. Everyone agrees that API is a buzzword, but digital transformation in business is time-consuming, involves significant effort, and changing the way how we are thinking. The big question is it really necessary? Will it bring any additional values or benefit? Do I need API management even in the case when I'm not planning to expose my service to external customers? In today's session, we will give you 7+1 reason why you should invest in API management implementation. WSO2 API management can use any external identity provider, and during the login process, user can be provisioned in the user store with only necessary claims. And also during that process, external roles can be mapped to internal. Users can be asked for that permission, or it can be done silently. When you create API in Design Configuration section, there is a Publisher Access Control that you can control API visibility in the Publisher portal based on the role that user have. With this, you can achieve team separation. API will be visible among developers that belong to the same team. With multi-tenancy possibility, you can further separate the API developer in the business units. Every tenant environment will act as a separate unit with his own admin that can create the different users and different roles. Useful when you have a different API development teams in a business unit like financial, account, or marketing that wants to act separately but still able to share common APIs. With the new API Management 3.2, there is a possibility to include approval process for any API state change as well. During the API creation, in Design Configuration section, under the Developer Portal visibility, you can control which user can see which API based on the role that they have and invoke it. Financial, human resource, or account API should be available only to the users that have specific permission to see or invoke that particular API. The scope can control usage on the resource level. Information about the correct scope will be included in the access token during its creation. With API Management 3.2, with approval process, you can control new user sign up, new application, new token, etc. The problem that you will face when creating the API in a green environment is a valid endpoint. In the case when you don't have one, the prototyping is very useful. You can mock endpoints by creating a valid response so the application developer can continue with their work. The response can have a different results based on the header or context parameters. Prototype API can be invoked without access token that further simplify application development. Development time can be reduced with the proper testing. With API Management 3.2, you can test newly created API with a test console before even you publish it. For testing purposes, in the console will be used testing key. For load testing, you can use JMeter file that can be found in the dev portal. Dev portal is auto-generating SDK for each API, and it can be useful for faster application development. By default, Android, Java, JavaScript, and JMeter JMX file is available, but with a simple configuration change you can get Scala, C#, Dart, Flash, and Groovy SDK as well. Throttling functionality is probably not needed in the internal environment where you want to share resources equally. Even in those cases, you would still benefit from the possibility to limit the overall call to your backend resources and avoid burnout. In the Runtime Configuration section under Backend Throughput, you can define the total number of the call that API is allowed to make to the backend. Also keep in mind, if you need a throttling functionality, you can use predefined tiers, or in the admin section, you can create your own or edit the existing one to better fit your needs. The analytic part of integration platform will give you overview of API usage. Information about the most used API is useful for resource planning, overall landscaping, or deployment. Based on it, some API can be separated or moved to the different environment or completely deprecated. WSO2 micro gateway is useful in situation when your API traffic has a peak in a load. A situation like overnight batch process, inventory settlement, or end of the month payment process, and many more. Instead of allocating resources to handle even this high-value traffic economically, it's better to allocate resources to cover the average load and let the micro gateway handle the peaks. Micro gateway is designed to run in a containerized environment and with auto-scale configuration. When the load is higher, there will be multiple, and when the load is back to the normal, instance will be deleted. To summarize, we covered only part of WSO2 API management functionality, but hopefully we showed the benefit of investment even in internal communication environment. For implementation of this API management, no coding skill is needed. There is no vendor or technology lockdown when you are using open source solution as WSO2.